So this chapter is all about accounting ratios. And let me tell you, this accounting ratio, it is a tool. Okay. It is a technique or a tool for what? To analyze the financial statements. We have prepared the financial statements, and from the financial statements we understood, okay, this is the gross profit, this is the net profit, and this is the balance sheet. Both the sides are tallied. Now we are going to analyze them. How much is the gross profit regarding the net capital employed, whether the assets and liability, they are efficiently managed. Likewise, various financial figures are compared and analysis is made. Okay, that is what we are doing. And this is just one tool. We have more than this. Other tools are also there, like comparative statements, trend analysis. We'll come to it. That is the chapter 3, analysis of financial statements. There are many other techniques also. One among them is the accounting ratios. Okay, so accounting ratio is a tool or a technique for what? To analyze the financial statements. Financial statements, which are they? It is the trading and profit and loss account as well as the balance sheet. When you simply talk about a business, we say the financial statements as trading and profit and loss account and balance sheet. And as you know, coming to company, we have correct, proper, exact formats for all these. Okay. Now, coming to ratios, there are two types of ratios. Ratios can be classified into two: traditional ratios as well as modern ratios. Okay. Now, the traditional ratios, it is statement of, just a second. Okay. The traditional classification as well as the modern, or you can say the functional classification. Okay. The traditional classification, it includes statement of profit and loss, statement of profit and loss ratio, profit and loss ratio, balance sheet ratio, balance sheet ratio, and then composite ratio. This is how the ratios are classified based on the traditional classification. Traditional. Okay. Traditional classification. The statement of profit and loss ratio means the numerator and denominator. Okay. The financial figures, both considered as the numerator and denominator, both these figures are from the statement of profit and loss account. See, the gross profit divided by net sales. What kind of a ratio is that? It is statement of profit and loss ratio. Likewise, if numerator and denominator belongs to the same statement, it becomes statement of P&L ratio. Balance sheet ratio means what? Both the items, the numerator, denominator belongs to the balance sheet. Current asset by current liability. Both these figures are from the balance sheet itself. That is balance sheet ratio. And how about the composite ratio? Composite ratio means one figure, either the numerator or denominator. One of them will be from P&L, other will be from the balance sheet. So that is composite ratios. But we are learning in detail based on the functional classification, based on the function, the working, the duty that they do. Okay. So based on the functional classification, we have liquidity ratio, solvency ratio, activity ratio, as well as profitability ratio. These are the 4 classifications we learn in this chapter. Coming to liquidity ratio means liquidity. The term means easily convertible into cash or in the form of cash itself, which can be quickly converted into cash. So whether they are able to meet the short-term obligations. Short-term means the payments within that particular accounting period itself, within a period of 1 year, 12 months. How much is the accounting period? It is 1 year. Okay. So that is liquidity ratios. And inside the liquidity ratio, we have only 2 ratios. Which are they? Which are the ratios? Liquidity ratio. Yes. Irfan, tell me the ratios, liquidity ratios. We have only 2 ratio. Tomlin, you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me the liquidity ratios.
Ma'am, current.
Yes, try. Liquidity ratio, we have only 2 liquidity ratios. Which are they? Anjo?
Current ratio and quick ratio.
Very good. Current ratio and quick ratio. Current ratio, quick ratio. Current ratio, from the word itself, we know current ratio, current. So it is current assets divided by current liability will give you the current ratio. Coming to liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio, there are several, the liquid ratio, we have several names for it. That is the quick ratio, acid test ratio, and liquid ratio. Okay, these are the 3 names for liquid ratio. The second classification, acid test ratio, liquid ratio, quick ratio. All these 3 are the one and the same. So they are is equal to, that means the quick ratio is equal to liquid assets divided by current liability. So the first one was current asset by current liability, and the next one is liquid asset by current liability. So both denominator is the same, current liability. Okay. So that is about the liquidity ratios. Now liquid assets, how to find the liquid assets? You just have to deduct the preliminary expenses from it, and as well as the what is deducted from it? Liquid ratio. What else is deducted? 2 things we'll have to deduct from the liquidity ratio, the acid test ratio, the prepaid expenses, the advance tax, such items. Okay, inventories, stock. This is deducted from the current asset. Current asset minus inventories, you can say. That will give you the liquid assets. Okay. Now, the next one we discussed was the solvency ratio. Solvency means the ability of the firm to meet its long-term liabilities, which takes long time period, more than 1 period of time, 1 year time. More than 1 year time is required to pay off such liabilities. Okay, that is called that ability of the firm is called solvency. So solvency ratio, we find out whether the business, the organization is able to meet its long-term liabilities on time, whether they have sufficient funds to meet the long-term liabilities. Okay, so in that we have 5 ratios. So the second category, solvency ratio, we have 5. Debt equity ratio, debt to capital employed ratio, proprietary ratio, total assets to debt ratio, interest coverage ratio. So debt to equity, debt means what? It is the long-term borrowings as well as the long-term provisions. So together they are the long-term liabilities. Long-term liabilities, which are they? Long-term liabilities together. Only the long-term liabilities. You can see the third subheading, non-current liabilities. Third one, 3. That is the debt. That is what you mean by the debt. The long-term loans, deferred tax liabilities, other long-term liabilities, long-term provisions. So from the balance sheet, number 3, heading number 3, that constitute the debt, long-term liability. Coming to equity, look at the heading, equity. Equity means what? It is the number 1. Number 1. The shareholders' funds. Equity is the other name for shareholders' fund, or you can say the share capital. It is another name for share capital. So it will include equity share capital, preference share capital, reserves and surplus, and also the money received against share warrants. These three items, they constitute the equity. Equity. Okay, that's it. And moving to the next one, total asset to debt ratio. Let us discuss total asset to debt ratio. So total asset to debt ratio. So debt, you know what is debt? What is debt? It is number 3 in the balance sheet. The third heading in the balance sheet, subhead. Subhead in the balance sheet, that is non-current liability, or you can say long-term liability. Total asset means what? The total of the assets. Non-current asset as well as the current assets together, it becomes the total assets. So the total assets by debt, that is total asset to debt ratio. Debt equity ratio, that is over. Okay, and next we have debt to capital employed ratio. Capital employed ratio. So debt, again the debt, that is the third subhead in the balance sheet. Debt, long-term debt divided by capital employed. Capital employed, we saw the calculation of capital employed using both the asset side as well as the liability side approach. I gave you the capital employed. Normally it is always the simplest form. It is the total assets minus current liabilities. Okay, that is the way we find the capital employed. Okay, so that is debt to capital employed. Now, next we have the proprietor ratio. Proprietor ratio. Proprietor means it is another word for owner. Okay, owner. So proprietor is the owner. Regarding a company, who's the owner? Shareholder is the owner. Am I right? The shareholders are considered as the owners of the company. So proprietary ratio, shareholders fund divided by total assets. Shareholders funds, you know what is shareholders fund now? Equity, share capital plus reserve surplus plus the share warrants. Okay, divided by total asset. Again, the total asset, current asset as well as non-current assets in the balance sheet. Then interest coverage ratio. We have interest coverage ratio. So here also it is, so we are checking whether the firm is able to meet its interest payments, whether sufficient fund is available to make the interest coverage. Interest. If they have taken loans from outside, definitely they will have to pay interest. So it is net profit before interest and tax, before interest and tax divided by interest on long-term debts. Interest on long-term debts. It is not the long-term debts. How much is the interest to be paid on long-term debts? That is interest coverage ratio. Okay, coming to turnover ratio. Turnover means what? It is regarding the sales. Sales. Turnover ratio is all about sales. Whether they are making sufficient sales. It is from the sales, by doing the sales, that the business earns profit. So what is sale? Sale is actually the main activity of the business. So it is also called activity ratio, efficiency ratio, and you can also say the performance. The performance is based on the sales. So sales is the main person here. Okay, sales is the main. So it is the performance. So these are the different terms for this ratio: turnover ratio, activity ratio, performance ratio, and also efficiency ratio. Asset management ratio. So in order to get good results in sales, the assets should be managed properly. Okay, so asset management ratio, that's it. And inside this we have stock turnover ratio, debtors turnover ratio, creditors turnover ratio, working capital turnover ratio. Sales, it is always based on stock. It is the stock that we sell. Yes, it is the stock that is being rotated, that is being sold. So stock turnover, how many times stock is purchased, it is sold. Again, it is purchased, it is sold. So how long it will take to convert the stock How many times the stocks are being sold, purchased, sold, purchased, the cycle. That is what we find out using stock turnover ratio. Okay, stock turnover ratio, another name is inventory. Another term for stock, it is always the inventory. So inventory turnover ratio. How to calculate it? Cost of goods sold divided by average stock. Coming to debtors turnover ratio. Debtors are those who owe money to the business. So debtors arise when there is sales. Okay. So how long will it take to get the payment from the debtors? That is what we check using debtors turnover ratio. Credit sales divided by average accounts receivable. So debtors means what? Debtors means it includes debtors as well as bills receivable. Debtors means they are the people. We call the people as debtors. If this relation, they have prepared a document. It is based on a document. We have learned about bill of exchange. Okay. If the debtors have prepared the document bill of exchange, then it is considered as bills receivables. Receivables. We need to receive it from the debtors. Okay. Yes, that is debtors turnover ratio. So credit sales, we make credit sales with them. It is a credit transaction. So credit sales divided by average accounts receivable will give you debtors turnover ratio. And similar one, creditors turnover ratio. Creditors turnover ratio means creditors are those to whom the business owes money to. Business need to make payment now. So that is regarding the purchases. And what kind of purchase? Credit purchases, credit transaction, credit purchase. So how long is the business taking to clear its creditors? The payment, how often is the payment given to them? That is what we check with creditors turnover ratio. Okay, creditors turnover ratio. Then we have working capital turnover ratio. Working capital turnover ratio. That is the working capital, whether that is efficiently used, current asset minus current liability, that is efficiently used to make sales. That is working capital turnover ratio. Okay. Then we have the profitability ratios. Profitability ratio, from the word itself, it is regarding the profits, the profit making ability. And what are the different kinds of profits available for the business? Gross profit, net profit, and we saw the operating profit. Okay, operating profit and return on investment. That is also a kind of return which will lead to increase in profitability. Okay, gross profit ratio, gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating profit ratio, return on investment. Okay. So let us start doing the questions. Start from question number 8 in the textbook. Question number 8. Take out your textbook, start doing it. 8th one is related to current asset, the liquidity ratio. Calculate current ratio. You are asked to calculate the current ratio. Okay. And informations are given about inventory. Inventory means the stock, liquid assets, and quick ratio is given to you. Very simple. You can do it. And you can expect such simple questions for MCQ also. The figures will be easy. Stock is given 6 lakh. Liquid assets are given. Quick ratio is given. Okay. So we are asked to find out the current ratio. Current ratio is equal to current asset by current liability. We know that. But the problem here is we don't have the current liability. Please switch on the video, everybody. Pavitra, please switch on the video. That is a very simple question. That's why I want you to do it alone. And we have done also. Almost 7 questions are over relating to the same topic. Tomlin, please try keeping your video on. Yes, good. Yes, Basil, are you trying to say something? You're unmuted. That's why I asked you. Okay. Tomlin, please keep it on. I hope you all have your textbooks with you. Keep it open. So by now, major portions are all over. Accounting for share capital that is left. We'll complete it, finish it by Thursday. Then from the third chapter, only a little bit of theory. Okay, analysis. Tomlin. Okay, Tomlin. Analysis of financial statement. There are various tools for analysis, and one among them is accounting ratio. That is the major portion included for term 1, and the rest of other tools for the term 2. So I'll just give you the introduction about the analysis of financial statement. Okay, only a little theory is enough. And we have accounting for share capital. That is also almost over. So as I said, as I promised, we have plenty of time for revision for term 1. And I'm telling you, I'm promising you, I'll give you all the possible MCQ questions with me. All the resources, I'll be sharing it with you. Please go through that. Is it over? Please let me know if it is over and tell me the answer. Yes, Anjo, over?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Karthik, finish?
Yes, ma'am.
Please give the answer in the chat box. Yes, correct. Shubham, are you there? Please switch on the video, Shubham. Aditya, no dear. Answer is wrong. Shubham, please switch on the video. Okay, let's discuss the answer now. Those who have completed can do the next question, okay? Okay, quick ratio, you know, what is the formula? It is liquid asset by current liability. And quick ratio is directly given to you 2:1. That means 2 by 1. Am I right? 2 by 1 is equal to 24 lakh divided by current liabilities. So what is current liabilities now? You can find current liabilities by cross multiply. Current liabilities is equal to, see, when you bring it to the other side, it becomes 2CL is equal to 24 lakh. That is how you get. So CL is equal to 24 lakh divided by 2. That is the current liability. So that becomes 12 lakh. Okay. So you got the current liability now. Now what is the next thing you want to find out? The current ratio. Current ratio is equal to current asset divided by current liability. So we found out current liability. Now how to get current asset? It is liquid assets plus inventory. Liquid asset, how will you find liquid asset? It is current asset minus inventory. So how to find current asset now? It is bringing the inventory this side, it becomes plus, plus. So liquid assets plus inventory will give you current asset. That's it. Please check the answers. Those who have went wrong, please correct it. And please do the next question. Question number 9. Calculate stock turnover ratio from the following information. Karthik, can you please read the question number 9 in your textbook? Because in different textbook, it is given in different ways. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, ma'am. Compute inventory turnover ratio for from the
See?
following information.
See, that's what. Here in the question, it is stock turnover ratio, but in your textbook, they have asked the word inventory. Okay, read the data.
Net revenue from operations.
Enough. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I got it. So in some questions, you can find the word net revenue from operations. In the old textbooks, the term net sales are given. Okay. So understand both of them are same. Net revenue from operation and net sales. And gross profit is gross profit only. Am I right, Karthik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next one, inventory at the end. Inventory at the end. Inventory means what? It is the stock. Stock at the end means it is closing stock. Closing stock. Okay. Then the last one, excess of inventory at the end over inventory in the beginning. So that means excess of closing stock over opening stock. First of all, just write down what is the formula for stock turnover ratio. Stock turnover ratio is equal to cost of goods sold divided by average stock. Cost of goods sold divided by average stock. Now, how to find cost of goods sold? Cost of goods sold, you can find it as net sales minus gross profit. Am I right? Net sales minus gross profit. So what is net sales here? It is the net revenue from operation, or you can write it that way also, no problem. I told you, no, both are same only. So you can either write net revenue from operation minus gross profit. So you get cost of goods sold as 2 lakhs minus 50,000, that is 1,50,000. Coming to average stock. We know average stock means it is opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. But here, opening stock is not given directly. It is given excess of closing stock over opening stock is 20,000. So closing stock 60,000 minus 20,000. That is how we find the opening stock. So now we got opening stock so that you can find the average stock. Opening plus closing divided by 2. Those who have completed can do we'll do the questions continuously, okay? No need to wait for me to say that. Once you complete, you start doing the next. Okay. So opening stock means what? It is inventory in the beginning. Inventory in the beginning. Beginning, that is equal to inventory at the end minus 20,000. I hope all are doing it. Please switch on the videos, everyone. Those who have completed, please start doing the 10th question, okay? You have all the data, you just have to find current ratio, asset test ratio, operating ratio, gross profit ratio. So 9th one is over? Yes. Aditya finished 9th one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So please do the 10th one. Start doing the 10th one. So current asset, current liability, stock. What is the other term for stock? Inventory. So if it is inventory in the textbook, understand it is the stock. Inventory. Okay. Operating expenses. Sales means what? Or revenue from operations. You can say revenue from operations. Revenue from operations. Okay. That is all given to you. You can easily find out the current ratio. It is directly given. Current asset is given. Current liability is given. So what is the current ratio? Quickly find out. Tell me. Yes, Aparna, right answer. Current ratio is right. Yes, Aditya. Correct answer. Now start doing those who completed, do the next one. Okay. Asset test ratio. Asset test ratio means quick ratio or liquid ratio. That is equal to liquid assets. Liquid assets by current liability. How to find the liquid assets now? Liquid assets is equal to current asset minus inventory. That will give you the liquid asset. Current assets 35,000. 35,000 minus 15,000 will give you the liquid asset. Am I right? It is 20,000. So 20,000 divided by 17,500. That will give you the asset test ratio. Okay. Got the answer? Liquid asset. It is a decimal figure. Yes. Acid test ratio. No. No. Check the answer, please. Check the answer. Check, check, check. See? Be very careful while calculations. Am I the one who makes the mistake? Let me check. 20,000 divided by 17,500. Okay, this is right. Okay. So it is, you might get 1.143. 1.1428. That is how you get the figure, is to 1. Now, next one is operating ratio. See, it's time. We'll continue in the next session. Okay. We'll be continuing with the problems in the next session also. And the seminars. Let us reopen the file of seminar now. Where is Anila? Anila, your group banking seminar, we'll start with that. Okay. I'll talk about in the next session. Thank you so much. See you in the next class.